Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to 8-scale Nitro NASCAR truck racing here on VRC Pro. A main final getting set to go from Clermont Ferrand, France. Top 10 drivers after qualifying all lined up, set to go. Tone sounds, we are off and underway. A unique class of racing here, these Nitro NASCAR trucks taking the road course as they're working their way around for lap number 1 right now. Coming around to the front side, down the front stretch they go. Hiromu Fuji in that number 2 spot right now, chasing down your leader, Brian Policino. Policino out front in the orange and white. Through the switchback sections they go, and now Fuji taking over the top spot. Fuji now your leader in the pink and white truck. Down the front stretch onto the right-hand side. Some very fast lap times by all these drivers. Rick Yaley in the number 3 spot, Graham Rastrick in the 4 spot. Your top 2 drivers right there together. Hiromu Fuji in the lead right now. The pink and white truck down the front stretch. Onto the right-hand side of the track once again. Policino on the number 2 spot, 0.4 of a second back. There you see your leader, Fuji, rubbing on those inside curbs. Still a lot of racing left to go. Straight line through the chicane section there. Rick Yaley in the number 3 spot in the orange and white truck as well. As they cross the line, Yaley going to be 1.3 seconds back from your top 2 drivers right now. Graham Rastrick in the number 4 spot. Patrick Bader in the number 5 spot. Yaley coming through the chicane section there, chasing down your leaders. Brian Policino, your number 2 driver. 0.6 of a second back from Fuji now out front. Policino trying to close the gap up on him. Through the infield section they go. Yaley still in the number 3 spot. Hiromu Fuji out front leading the way. Here in this one, he had 0.6 of a second lead on the last lap, and now 0.8 of a second lead on Policino. So Policino dropping back a couple tenths on that last lap right now. Still a lot of racing left to go for these drivers right now. Through that tricky chicane section they go. Policino looking strong right now. Working their way back around. We'll see what he's got on this lap. He crosses the line on that one with a 15.3. Still loses 1/10 of a second to your leader right now. There's our number 5 driver, Patrick Bader, chasing down Graham Rastrick as they're working their way into the infield section right now. Patrick Bader onto the left-hand side. He goes the orange, white, and black down the front stretch now. Bader's sitting in the number 5 spot. There's Marzocchi sitting in the number 7 spot right now, chasing down that blue and white machine right there in front of him. Felipe Gross into the center section now. You can see these drivers moving so fast with these NASCAR trucks. Back around to the front side. 2:30 down here in this one. Still a lot of racing left to go for these drivers right now. Hiromu Fuji out front leading the way. He's got a 1.2 second lead on Policino right now. Marzocchi trying to close that gap up as they come back around to the front side. Right now, Gross right there in front of him. Crossing the line right now. Those 2 drivers separated by a little less than 2 seconds. There's your leader once again, the pink and white truck. Hiromu Fuji out front. Your top qualifier started out front, had a little bit of a battle there early on with Policino, but right now he is trying to check out here in this one. A 3-second lead for Fuji out front. Down the front stretch he goes. Onto the right-hand side. There's Rick Yaley, your number 3 driver. Yaley trying to close the gap up on Policino. They are 0.6 of a second apart. There you see the 2 of them right there. Policino in the orange and white, and Yaley in the orange and white as well. Through the infield section they go into the back left now. Those 2 drivers pretty close on lap times as they work their way around. Yaley on that last one still going to stay 0.6 of a second back from your second place driver, Policino. Policino 3.2 seconds back now from Fuji. So each lap, Fuji about 1/10 or 2/10 a second faster than your second and third place drivers as he slowly gaps the field here in this one. 3:45 down. Yaley trying to catch up to your second place driver right now. And as you can see, Yaley with about a 3-second lead on Graham Rastrick here. Rastrick in the number 4 spot with Patrick Bader following him in the 5, followed by Gross Marzocchi in the 6 and 7 spots. Back around to the front stride. Rastrick on the right-hand side of the track he goes, working his way through the switchbacks into the infield now. Through the chicane section, Rastrick with about 0.9 of a second right now on Patrick Bader in the number 5 spot. Rastrick going to be 3.5 seconds back from Yaley. Yaley in that number 3 spot. Here's your leader once again coming back around to the front side. Crossing the line right there, getting ready to put a lap on several of the drivers. Hiromu Fuji looking smooth and near flawless run here in this one so far. Hugging that tight inside on those curbs onto the left-hand side. Flying back around to the front side. As he's working his way around the track right now, your leader putting in some of the fastest lap times so far. His fast lap, a 15.2. Consistency right here paying off for Fuji. Coming up on the 5-minute mark. You'll see a pit stop here before long for these drivers. There you can see him working way through lap traffic. Through the chicane section, back around onto the left-hand side, coming back around and in for fuel now. You can see multiple drivers coming in for the pit stop here on this one. There's Rick Yaley in the number 3 spot. Yaley working his way around the orange and a white truck. Taking a time shift now, 10:20 into this one. Fuji going to be out front leading the way. Rick Yaley up into the number 2 spot now. Graham Rastrick in the 3. Your top 3 drivers still in the lead lap right now. Bader jumping over to the number 3 spot now. Fuji out front, Yaley in the number 2 spot. Yaley cross the line, going to be 5 seconds back from your leader. As they're working their way back through the center section once again, Fuji right now making this a clean run out front. He is looking for a win. Here from Clermont Ferrand, France. Brian Policino, he was running the number 2 spot early on, has dropped back to the number 5 spot now. He qualified in the 2nd place spot, gave your leader a run for his money at the start of this one. He's got some work to do right now. There's Patrick Bader in the number 3 spot, the orange and white truck. Working his way back through the chicane section right now. Bader moving up to the 3 spot, started in the 4 spot. Good clean run for him so far here in this one. In for fuel now. In and on the wall. Patrick Bader, your 3rd place driver, now dropping back to 4th. Things are changing up a little bit now. Policino going to take over the number 4 spot. A lot of these drivers still have a lot of pit stops left to go. Things can change up at any time here in this one. Rick Yaley now going to be 5.2 seconds back from Fuji. Fuji out front looking strong right now. Hiromu Fuji, a near flawless run. Your leader. And there he is right there working his way through lap traffic. Look at him. Straight line shot through the chicane there. Onto the left side, working his way back around to the front stretch now. Crossing the line on that one. Lap 45 is in the book for your leader now. Yaley in that number 2 spot. He is going to be 5.9 seconds back. So Fuji right now holding strong here in this one. Looking to try and capture a win. Onto the right side he goes, working his way back through the center section now. 12:15 down here in this one. Fuji making it look easy here in France. Back around to the front side once again. Yaley still in the number 2 spot. Yaley running some good laps as well. And look at this right here. An excellent view. Chasing down Fuji, your leader. A behind the car view. And you can see just how fast these nitro NASCAR trucks are going. And the precision that it takes here. Diving in and out the inside lines. Back and forth they go. Awesome camera angle right there. As we follow Fuji's car around the track. More lap traffic for your lead there. Ooh, a little bit of a mistake. Catches that inside curb. 13 minutes down here in this one. Yaley still in the number 2 spot. Rastrick in the 3 spot. Policino in the number 4 spot. Bader, Marzocchi, Gross, and Buish. Fuji working his way onto the right-hand side of the track right now. Coming back through the field now. And there you see him putting in the lap on yet another driver here in this one. Back around to the front side he goes. 13:30 down here in this one. Fuji, Yaley, and Rastrick, your top 3. Pretty spread out here in this one right now. Rick Yaley going to be 6.5 seconds back from your leader right now. Rastrick in the number 3 spot. Rastrick crossing the line. We'll see how far back he is from Yaley. He is 11.5 seconds back from Yaley. Nearly 17 seconds back from your leader. Almost a full lap there. Fuji, meanwhile, out front. Putting it on cruise control. Rick Yaley, 6.7 seconds back from him. Yaley right now trying to keep it clean and try and catch up to your leader, Fuji. But I think it's going to take a mistake or two out of Fuji in order for Yaley to catch back up to him right now. Policino sitting in the number 4 spot, 1.5 seconds out of 3rd right now. Policino was a front runner early on in this one. He dropped back in the field and is working his way back up slowly but surely as time is winding down here in this one. 14:20 down. Policino right now going to be 1.1 seconds back from Graham Rastrick. Rastrick in the number 3 spot. 0.7 of a second separate them right now. The orange and white trucks. We are about to have a battle on our hands for that final podium position as they work their way through the infield. Through the chicane section they go now. Policino closing the gap up on Rastrick. You see Rastrick entering the camera view there. Down the front stretch they go. They are now 0.4 of a second right now. So Policino laying down the lap times. Here we go. Battle right now between Rastrick, the orange and white, and Policino, the other orange and white truck. As they head onto the left-hand side, 15-minute mark. Down the front stretch they go. Oh, and Policino with a huge crash on the front stretch. Catches the outside boundary there. Policino back into that number 4 spot now. Your leader, Hiromu Fuji, taking the win in that one. Rick Yaley taking second, Rastrick third, Policino fourth, and Patrick Bader in the number 5 spot.